My selected organization is Bank of America. As my family's personal accounts are currently with this company, we've recently been discussing whether or not we should continue our relationship with this organization. And the area of weakness that I identified is the quality of management and possibly also social responsibility to the community and environment. Bank of America has been continuing their aggressive sales of credit cards. Former employees of Bank of America have noted that unrealistic sales quotas of credit cards were met, then employees were often disciplined or denied promotions. Between 2014 and 2019, Bank of America has added between 4 to 5 million new credit card accounts. Former Vice President at Bank of America, Heather Bryant, was 41 years old and invested her entire adult life, working for the company before she was fired. Her new supervisor was bullying, intimidating, isolating, and condescending towards employees, especially female workers. During weekly phone calls, managers would frequently gossip about their employees and belittle their for physical features. Although Bryant raised her concerns to an executive, the company claimed that there's no record of any concerns being brought to their attention. And the ramifications on this organization is after the publication of this article in American Banker, the probability of the public losing trust in Bank of America is high. When trust is lost, and these customers will take their business with them as well. It's well documented that that a fifth of millennials believe that helping people who are in need is one of the most important things in their life. This company is putting their customers, millions of Americans, in debt every day. Is this helping our culture or hurting it? This will not only lower potential sales in the future of credit cards, but also lower the interest of potential workforce that they could hire in the future. The organizational structure, the definition of this is defined by Griffin, is the formal system of task, power, and reporting relationships. Bank of America is highly formal with different titles for each position. Not much flexibility for employees to make decisions about their sales quotas and explicit rule following requirements. Employees were also not given autonomy in their day-to-day tasks, providing a very centralized organization. The bureaucratic organization would be a fitting description of their culture. The definition of organizational design, defined by Griffin, is the process of selecting and managing aspects of organizational structure and culture to enable the organization to achieve its goals. When berating employees that don't meet their goals, these managers must be required to learn more tools and motivation apart from fear. These employees are living in a culture of fear from their bosses, which creates only short-term growth. These employees will likely burn out and turn over to a new workforce, which will be expensive to continue training new employees. Furthermore, these employees won't continue to put their applications into this company if their reputation continues in the same trajectory. The Merrill Lynch Wealth Management Company unit under Bank of America related that their increase of diversity from 5 years ago, Black managers increased from 2.5 to 4.5%, Hispanic Latinos from 6% to 9%, and female wealth managers from 18% to 21%. Additionally, 54% of advisors hires have come from diverse backgrounds, up to 39% in 2017. Although these numbers reflect an increase of employees in these demographics, it does point to a big culture flaw in this company. The author of the article also doesn't define diverse culture backgrounds, and I would be interested in that definition. The areas where Bank of America is lacking in implementing conscious capitalism ideals, the culture of their leadership isn't a servant leadership or conscious leadership model. The supervisors are currently using fear and intimidation to motivate their employees. Conscious leadership or servant leadership utilizes mentoring, motivation, developing, and inspiring their employees. This company is committing $1 billion to support economic opportunity after the COVID-19 pandemic. This investment will be over 4 years to help local communities. These programs will focus on communities of color who have seen the biggest impacts from the pandemic. However, if these dollars aren't invested into the communities in a meaningful manner, I'm hesitant to state that it will create a lasting impact. On the previous slide, I discussed the low percentage of employees from Black and Hispanic communities. They don't have employees in their company from these backgrounds. How will they know how to invest their $1 billion in a meaningful manner? Management styles must be addressed moving forward in light of the information shared from one of the former vice presidents. Using the acronym TACTILE, trust, accountability, caring, transparency, integrity, loyalty, and egalitarianism, I believe if these are implemented at every level of this company, they will begin demonstrating the conscious culture required to be successful. First, by creating a sense of urgency in the company, it would be beneficial to address all employees at every level with concern that it brings top-level management. We are highly concerned about what former employees are stating about our culture, and we want to change this because it affects our business in a harmful way. Next, selecting members for the guiding coalition will represent the values that Bank of America wants to have moving into the future. Stating initiatives and visions for the future with those that are represented on this team will take feedback from the company and put it together in a tangible way. When enlisting volunteers, make the request multiple times over the course of several weeks so that employees feel invited into this cause. Anyone that wants to make their workplace a more hospitable environment will join. When removing barriers, consequences should be removed temporarily from the conversation. Notably, when meaningful feedback is provided, these employees should not be in fear of retaliation. The short-term wins for this company should come from the team of volunteers, but should include temporarily removing daily quotas to see the results of their effort without the incentive. When thoughtful feedback is provided, collecting and reviewing regularly will create a culture of open communication. Sustaining acceleration looks like it has these meetings regularly within the company so that the dialogue doesn't stop short of the end goal of a culture that has its conscience intact. The final step of instituting change will have a culture that brings new hires into a culture that fosters and values the opinions of every level employee, providing an open door to each individual. There are many possible challenges to this new change. Leadership could continue to use shame and manipulate to motivate employees. Daily goals are taken away. Bonuses for achieving those goals may disappear as well. This could lead to employees being less motivated to reach their goals. The existing culture could also continue to dominate the new conscious culture that's being implemented. When incentivizing employees, it doesn't have to require bonuses. Other employees are motivated by hygiene aspects of their work, so offering a flexible work schedule, option to work from home, or increased paid time off. These are all widely known to motivate employees effectively. Bonuses or increased paid time off could be a result of quarterly goals rather than given daily, giving grace and opportunity to all employees to meet these goals without daily stress. Bonuses could also be tied to evaluations from customers because one of the tenets of conscious capitalism is stakeholder integration, the ideal time to increase their customer service and gaining trust once again. Creating systems for employees to report old culture behavior from their supervisors without risk of retaliation, realigning this company structure with new areas of income for the company as well. The partnership with Merrill Edge could be cultivated and increased to create more income from a finance perspective. And increased emphasis on small business loans could help our country recover from the pandemic, which is a high area of need at the moment. There could also be virtual or in-person classes offered on how to understand finances, investing, smart banking techniques, and good financial habits. These classes could be charged with specific information that customers couldn't learn on the internet, but give them a real advantage in the area of finance. So I've learned many lessons that I will engage in as a manager while being intentional to design a structure and culture of a company. Noted that having a lack of centralized power is effective by eliminating layers of hierarchy. There is much more delegation of responsibilities and authority throughout the organization. I believe that having an organization is less centralized and will create an environment for each employee to realize his or her true potential. At Netflix, employees are compensated generously, empowered to do what they need to reach goals, and take as much vacation time as they want, provided that doesn't interfere with their goals. This also increases employee loyalty, cutting down on costs of training new hires on a consistent basis. Creating a culture where there is more opportunity for creativity and collaboration, give employees an opportunity to show up and work in a meaningful way. Delegating large responsibilities to an employee is an important way for each individual to realize his or her potential and creating long-term gain for the company.